So good for both of these games, actually. All right, time now for round 2 of Coffee Talk. We have talked about bed rotting. If you missed that episode, that's basically when someone literally spends all day resting in bed.
Sounds kind of nice.
It sounds really,
Like
really
right
nice.
now. But now there's a new trend taking social media by storm. It's called Herkle-Durkle. Say it with me, friends.
Herkle-Durkle.
There we go. Chances are you're already Herkle-Durkling yourself.
Oh my.
And if not, you want to. The term dates back to the 19th century and Scotland, of all places, and refers to people lying in bed past the time they're meant to get up. All right, so get your mind out of the gutter. We're just talking about sleeping through the alarm and missing work, basically, or lounging under the covers instead of meeting up with your friends. You're Herkle-Durkling. There's no, look at her, see? Herkling that Durkle. There's no need to feel guilty about having a Herkle-Durkle once in a while because according to TikTok, it is meant to be embraced. Even some experts are behind Herkle-Durkle because it helps us all learn how to slow down, to stop the hustle and bustle all the time, and that boosts your mood, increases your focus, and can reset your self-care routine.
You know who does this a lot is Kendall. She will lay in bed with the covers over, talking to her friends or gaming or watching something on YouTube and just in the bed. And I'll go, honey, don't you want to come down and we'll do it? No, not really.
And that's like 2:30 in the afternoon? What is that? Is
Yeah.
it really?
Yeah, sometimes.
Again, doesn't sound awful.
No, not
really.
She's a busy girl, too. I mean, she's got a lot going.
And her
so.
bed's probably more comfortable than the kitchen chair. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
say
absolutely.
it.
Couch. Or,
So
Our house is
I'm with her. Have you guys heard of the phrase imposter syndrome?
oh yeah.
We live it. This is a big thing for television people.
Okay.
It is.
It's the feeling of being a fraud or a phony, not worthy of a job title or status, and the fear that you are going to be found out. So I'm kind of surprised that you two admit that you've had this because I've had it many, many times.
I think everybody in our business has it to a certain, there's a certain little bit of it floating around with all
You think
of
like
us.
Geraldo Rivera has a little imposter syndrome?
I think we...
Mike Wallace had some
At
imposter
some time,
syndrome.
probably.
Some degree, it's just some tiny corner of the brain
Lester
in there somewhere.
Holt still-
Maybe that's what drives a lot of people.
Maybe.
Unfortunately, though, we're not alone. A new report shows up to 70% of us have it at some point in our lives. And even if you have all the credentials in the world, like Helena Morrissey, who is a chief executive of a financial firm in Britain, she took over the role at the age of 35, but she felt constantly judged that she didn't deserve that job because she was so young. But she admits the harshest judgment was the judgment going on inside her own head. So if you ever feel like you are playing the part and you're not worthy of where you are, here is her advice. She says, celebrate your wins, but also know we all make mistakes. That's what makes us human. Do not allow those negative thoughts to take hold of you. Make a decision not to do imposter syndrome, as in don't even go there. Don't let it sink in. When those negative thoughts come, just push them right away. Also, keep track of your actual performance and know that overcoming imposter syndrome or any self-doubt is an ongoing process.
I think the credentials thing is an excellent point because I literally remember being in my 20s in Central Missouri telling myself, you know, if I win a couple of Missouri Broadcasters Awards, then I'll feel like, well, that happened and I didn't feel. And then I got here and I thought, if I win a few Emmys, then I'll feel like people have recognized, and it happened, and I'm still like.
I thought that way with the AMS seal.
Yeah,
when I got
that's a
it.
good example
I
too.
thought I worked so hard to get to the point where I could get that AMS seal, and then American Meteorological Society and seal of approval back in my day, and I got it, and it was like, what is this doing for me?
And I think part of it is that we're in a career, as most careers go, I think, where there's no finish line. Like you feel like every day you have to reprove yourself. It's not even a marathon, you know? There is no, your reward for doing good work is, why don't you do some more good work?
But I guess my fear is, as the father of 4 and the father of 6, you don't want your kids to start careers and constantly think that they're a fraud or a phony. No. So how do we make sure it stops with us, that when they start a job...
I think a lot of it has to do with the job that we have here.